Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com. This is the chart for the new moon, 16th of April, in the early hours of the morning in the UK, 2:57 AM, British summer time. Now you're looking at a chart with the whole signs as a house in the chart. And the emphasis, of course, it's a new moon, it's in Aries. Mercury, first of all. Mercury has just moved forward at 4 degrees of Aries, 47 minutes. We've had a whole retrograde cycle, time to assimilate information, but it's also been quite stressful during this particular retrograde. And I know a lot of people are going, hurrah, thank goodness it's over. Now, it's right at the beginning of Aries. The sun and the moon, here they are right next to Uranus, which is also at the end of Aries and about to change sign. Uranus is the unexpected. It's the planet that when it was discovered, it's a time of revolution in the world. It was the American War of Independence, the French Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution in the UK. It's got a very unusual orbit, eccentric, and it is very much about lightning. Change, shock. After lightning has occurred, we get a shift of energy, and it's very good energy, refreshing. If you walked by the sea, you'll know the same feeling occurs. You get those negative ions in the air. So we have had a shock over the last few days with the bombing going on in Syria with the US, France, and the UK. This is the connection of that Uranus energy right up there with Pluto, Mars, Saturn. They're all together. You can see those three planets together. I noticed Mars. Mars is the god of war, and it's right between, sandwiched between Saturn, which is cold hard reality, and Pluto, everything to do with the unconscious, the underworld, power, things that are buried. And Mars is moving towards that exact conjunction. Now, Mars is just over 2-year cycle, so this has not occurred with Saturn in Capricorn. So there's a real power play going on, and I think obviously we all know what that is in the world. Chiron. Chiron is the archetype of the wounded healer. So it's where we're wounded, but where we can also heal others. And it's had a very long journey through the sign of Pisces, healing spiritual wounds, that mind-body-spirit connection. Chiron is the rainbow bridge between the old and the new, between Saturn and Uranus, that's its orbit roughly. And now it's just about to change sign into Aries. It's about a 50-year orbit. So if you can think back 50 years, that's when it was last in Aries. It started that journey. And if you're 50 years old, then it's very important for you. You'll be having your Chiron return very soon. Now I'll just whiz forward a couple of days, it's the 18th, because on the 18th, Saturn will go retrograde. There it is, that little S means station to go retrograde. So move away from that 9 degrees, go backwards in time. Chiron has changed sign. So that's what I've just been describing for you. And you can see, Mercury's ahead of it. It won't join, Chiron won't join Mercury because Mercury moves faster. But also, on that day, we have a very beautiful, auspicious, favourable conjunction of the Moon and Venus together in Taurus. Now that's going to happen later in the day, because I've set this as the same time, almost 3 AM in the morning. But that's something. Venus is now an evening star, and it's a fair distance now from the sun. So look for the crescent moon on the evening of the 18th. You should just about see it, and Venus will be right next to it. And Venus is very bright in the evening sky. And the moon is exalted in that sign of Taurus. It's very comfortable there. It's very at home. Venus is at home in the sign of Taurus. So strong emphasis on Taurus. And Jupiter is opposite as well at the same time. Now Jupiter is great good fortune and and there's always an opposition. There is a sort of, there's a it's two things that need to be brought together and integrated. Jupiter is a benefic planet. Venus is a benefic planet. So this is not a difficult opposition. Important to know that, because Jupiter does well wherever it's going. It wants to bring grace and justice, all those things. Venus and the Moon in Taurus is very much about loving ourselves, loving our physical realm, our body, our environment, our garden if we have one, a plant if you don't have one, having a plant in your anything that also brings joy and beauty into your life. And in terms of my webinars I've been doing on Venus and the shamanic cycle, Venus and the Moon in Taurus joining together are very much to do with the second chakra in the body. So that is to do with our creativity and feminine leadership. That means coming from the heart. So it's about everything that we do, our dealings with people, relationships, that we come from that place of the heart. Also notice that Venus-Moon conjunction is in a very good position with Pluto and Mars. So this bodes well for the diplomacy and the heart-centered true depth of feeling and ability to change the world. Change is about Uranus. Here it is. It's about Uranus. So when Uranus changes sign, which it will do, it will change sign. Looking for when it's changing sign, I have to refer to that to make sure I've got it. It's May the 15th. That's when it will change sign. It won't go into Taurus full stop. Planets often, when they change sign, they move forward, then they go retrograde, and they go back into the sign they've just been going through. And it's almost like a final tidying up of unfinished business. So Uranus is about change, and change can be a powerfully positive thing. And that's where I like my heart to be centered on. Now the sun, of course, move forward. Sun moves roughly 1 degree a day, for those of you who don't know that. It's going to be moving into Taurus. And that's occurred, here it is, the 21st. It's actually occurring on the 20th. And Taurus is this time of year when, in the Northern Hemisphere, we get the beautiful blossoms, the cherry blossom. It's stunning, isn't it, when spring finally arrives. And May is, of course, the time of Taurus, when everything is fruitful and delicious. And it's in the whole looking out of the garden and saying, wow, look at that. That wasn't there yesterday. The buds are showing. Life and our planet itself. That's a brief look ahead. Pluto also, here it is up here, Pluto also is going to go retrograde. And that's occurring, move forward again, there it is, on the 22nd, that's occurring. Now, a planet such as Pluto is so slow moving, it's not something that most people I know, they're not aware of Pluto going retrograde. It's not like, oh, Pluto's going retrograde, because as I said, it's very, very slow. And all planets go retrograde apart from the Sun and Moon. And the outer planets go retrograde every year. Later in the year, Mars will go retrograde, and that is unusual. It's only every two and a bit years that will happen. But not yet. Hold on. But we will get that energy of Mars joining Pluto. Here it is, around the 26th of April. That's tough. So the world at the moment is like poised with what's going on with Syria. What's going to happen? We don't know. It's about leadership, and where are our leaders? Where are they? Are they showing leadership and endorsing their leadership rather than attacking it? Is something that I would like to suggest. Notice also by that time Venus has shown a sign, and Venus actually is making a very good connection to Chiron, extremely good. It's got a sextile, that dotted blue line. So we're coming to the end of the month. There are big things happening this month, extremely big, important things in the world. And whether or not your world is changing, it's important to focus on that positive change that Uranus brings. Have a great week ahead. And as I said, ritual on Wednesday. It's going to be a beautiful day. And blessings to you all. Please sign up on my sign up on my website, because I give webinars, very beautifully illustrated webinars, and people really enjoy them. And I do them normally every month. So I'd love to get to know you. So if you would like to join my community, head off to my website, healingstars.com. Thank you for watching.